Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. And today I am doing a review on the Leatherman Wingman. Sorry about that. I actually previously just reviewed the Gerber Armbar Drive Slim, and I actually bought that tool recently. While this one I actually bought maybe about 3 to 4 years ago. And I actually got it on a good deal because when I first got introduced to Leatherman, my first multi-tool was a Gerber suspension, the original, which I bought around the same time. And I got it on sale for about $20, maybe about a year before it. So that was my first introduction. Then I found out about Leatherman and how everyone, loves it. It's almost like a, what's the word I'm looking for? It's almost like I don't want to use the word luxury brand. It's almost like a popular brand, for lack of a better word. It's the one where people go, oh, you got a Leatherman, for people who are in that group, from what I've seen from reviews. And so it kind of made me a little interested, just be like, oh, I want to get one to see what it's like. But most of them are very expensive. You have the Wave, which at the time was like about $70. It's funny how right now the current price is $120. This right here was maybe about, I think, like 45 at the time, and I thought this was considered expensive at the time because I got the suspension for $20, and now this goes for 70. I got this on sale at the time for maybe, I think it was $30, so $30 or $35. So yeah, I'm glad to have got it during that time. I probably would never buy another Leatherman because the prices are so expensive, and I'm not a tool guy like that. But it's still nice to have something in your arsenal. I actually use it a lot for the blade and just conveniently just being able to, if I just gotta really for the knife more than anything else. But let's get into it. So you've got a blade. Don't mind, I don't know all the technical terms that that all these tool guys kind of know, so you guys can just leave them in the comments if you need to. This item's been reviewed many times on many other channels, but this is my review and on my channel. So you have a blade lock here, and this blade is, I want to say, roughly about 2.5 inches. A little note to everybody: usually the spaces in between your fingers, the lines on your fingers, are roughly, give or take, about an inch. Give or take, they're not exactly. But if you ever need to measure something, have like a ballpark idea, yeah, you can do that. Just throwing that out there. And matter of fact, you know what? Before I even continue, I am actually going to get my tape measure. And I'm gonna do that just to kind of show that trick for you guys because I just find it interesting. It's not exact, but like I said, if you're in a pinch and you're like in a ball, like a pinch situation, you ballpark it. Look at that. It's a little shy of 3 inches. So if you ever need to quickly like measure something within that time, within that measurement of range, and hey, you need more than that, just combine your fingers. There you go, about 6 inches. So anyway, getting back to the review. So this is something about like 2.5 inches of a blade. It's partially serrated and partially non-serrated. Flat blade. I broke the tip because I was using it to on some work for something that ended up breaking my tip, but I haven't bothered to replace it because it still works. And even though Leatherman offers a 25-year warranty, I did some research and I would have to ship it in and pay for the shipping and then pay for the shipping back. That's not needed for me just to replace that to get a tip. But anyway, this comes with scissors, and I actually think that aesthetically the scissors look very pleasing because they look very big. As far as the cutting goes, I've had some issues where sometimes they cut very good and sometimes they don't. And I'm not saying necessarily it's a lack on the scissors, but it might be just the angle that I'm cutting at things or whatever the case is. I don't really know, but I'm not going to use this video to really necessarily bash the tool, just presenting it really. So there's the scissors, and it has a It has a belt clip, which a lot of people within the Leatherman fan base always comment about whether a tool has a belt clip or not, and it's always a big deal for them. So this one has one because some of their tools don't. Opening it up, you have the pliers. They're spring dry, spring loaded, as they say. You could see here that when you close them, it doesn't close all the way. And I thought that was interesting because my Gerber suspension actually does. And, you know, even though I've seen reviews that said, but no one actually mentions this being a weak point. Now, I've used them to cut something before. It was something wire-like. It wasn't a wire. And it worked. But, and I didn't have a problem with it. But it was interesting that it still has that space. So, yeah. You know, you got your standard needle nose pliers, regular pliers in between here, and then those little wire cutters. The tools that you have on this end are bottle opener, can opener on this end, 2-in-1. Don't mind if I don't know all the names of the tools. Like I said, I'm not a very tool-based person. This is a wire stripper from my understanding. And then you have this, they say, is also doubles as a file and a screwdriver. But I mean, yeah, you could use it as a screwdriver, but anything that's flat, they just kind of always on these multi-tools label them as screwdrivers. This right here is supposed to be a tiny mini ruler. To be honest with you, I almost don't even know where it starts and where it ends because I really don't know. I think that's definitely longer than an inch. As a matter of fact, since I have my tape measure on me. Let's see. Yeah, so if I start here, no, that's longer than an inch. I don't even know. It's impossible to even read that. That's just my thoughts. I don't think it makes sense. Some people might feel it does. I don't think it makes sense. But like I said before, I would more sooner just use my finger as a measuring tool. I know there's kind of probably be jokes in the comments about that, but you know, anyway, yeah, I know it's not the most accurate thing, but hey, it works. This right here is actually a package opener, and it's funny because though you might think, why would you put a package opener on a tool? I actually use this a bit because it actually does a pretty good job in opening things because I have kids and I buy them a lot of toys, and it actually was very easy for opening up their packages. For whatever reason, it's actually easier than opening with a knife, and I don't know how that works, but it does. And on this side, we have another flat but larger flathead screwdriver, and this is your cross-shaped screwdriver. I forget, Phillips. Phillips, that's the correct term. Yes, Phillips. Phillips screwdriver. It's flat. You know, it's supposed to be. You can't really see it that well like that, but it's supposed to be so you know that it fits into the tool easier. But and I guess they work for the most part. But what's funny with Leatherman is that they include bits on some of their higher end models like the Wave and the Surge and the Charge, and now the new Curl, which I'm actually interested in, but it's like it's actually like $90, so I don't think I'm going to do it. But they have their own proprietary bit system that are actually, the bits are almost just a little more thicker than this. They're almost just as flat. And so that is a huge negative. Some people still swear by the Leatherman name, but the truth is, if you're looking at it from the objective standpoint, that is a super negative. And they say they're not even very hard either. Like they're not as hard as like standard steel, and that they break easier. And then obviously if you need to get more, you got to go through Leatherman as opposed to some third party who just has an abundance of them because it's, you know, a more standard or universal type of bit, like your quarter inch bits, similar to what I have here on this Gerber armbar. So yes. And those are all the tools on it. And I actually like it a lot, but I think partially why I like it so much is because I didn't pay much for it. And also, it does feel nice inside the hands. It has a nice feel to it. And it does have that, what's the word I'm looking for? That cachet of saying, hey, I got a Leatherman and I didn't pay that much. But if I paid for what this is going for now, I probably wouldn't enjoy this tool because it is now, I'm sorry, this is 70 bucks. I don't know if I said otherwise. The curl is $90. This right here is like $70. I would never pay $70 for this. But yes, so that is the Leatherman Wingman. All right, you guys, catch you guys in the next video.